Hi friends! Today's yoga class is a full body flow to help stretch and strengthen the body to keep you active and moving no matter where life takes you. We'll be challenging and strengthening our core stabilizing muscles and balancing postures, and of course, working to build up a strong upper body and stable lower body. This class will keep you moving with fun transitions between invigorating asanas. If you're ready, please join me on the mat. Hi there, I'm Chelsea with Ascend Your Asana Yoga, and we're going to get started in a child's pose today in the middle of our mats. So take a moment to walk your hands down and gently rest your frontal lobe on the mat. Feel free to close your eyes at this time and turn your attention inward. Really pay attention to how you're feeling physically and mentally in today's practice. Notice the air entering into your nostrils and then let it go. Keeping that attention on your breathing. And when you're ready, we're going to slowly walk our fingers and arms over to the left side of the mat. Really feeling a stretch through the right side body. And just take a deep breath. And we can return to center, this time walking our hands over to the right. And really feeling that stretch through the left side body now. Nice deep inhales and exhales. As we just bring awareness to our body. And now let's return to center, and we're going to rise up into a high kneeling position, arms to the sky, and exhale over to the left side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms come shoulder level over to the right side. Continue this movement, moving with your own breath. Exhale on the way down. Deep inhale back to center, slight back bend. And exhale. Excellent job. Let's do one more each side. Open up to the left. Inhale back to center. And then exhale over to the right. Inhale back up. And then we'll release into all fours and come into some cat-cows. So inhale as you drop your chest, gaze forward. Exhale as you round through the back and tuck your chin towards your chest. Feel free to add in some slight sways as you do this. So sway forward as you exhale and sway your weight back as you inhale. Or if it feels better to do it the other way, in the other direction, feel free to do so. We're just kind of moving with the spine, moving with the body, and finding what feels good for us. So deep inhale, dropping the chest, gaze high. Exhale as you puff through the upper back, tucking that chin in. Swaying the weight back and forth, really breathing life into that spine as we awaken the body. Excellent. Now let's come into a high plank position, and we're just going to hold this here. So pushing that mat away, strong core. Let's rock the neck back and forth. So rock that chin from shoulder to shoulder, trying to release any tension out of that neck. It's a little bit of a challenge while trying to hold a high plank position, but I think you can handle it. And now let's try shoulder retractions and protraction. So puffing through the back and then retract, draw those shoulder blades together as you drop down. Protract, pushing the mat away and puffing through the back. Really isolating the movement with the shoulder blades. Really notice this exaggerated movement in my back. Let's do one more, puff through the back and retract the shoulders. Excellent job. Now we're just going to add in some hip dips. So drop the right hip as you come onto the outer edges of the feet and then drop over to the left. Your core may be burning here, but hold on just a little bit longer. Come to neutral, drop over to the right, neutral, drop over to the left, keeping that core engaged, nice, strong, lengthening through the spine as you do these. And we're going to come back to center and send our weight back into a downward facing dog. Great job. Feel free to pedal out the legs at this time. Really stretching those hamstrings. Alternate dropping those heels. And just breathe life into that lower body. When you're ready, we're going to ground through that left leg and extend that right leg long. Coming into mountain climbers, right knee to right elbow, extend it back. Right knee to left elbow, extend it back. And then right knee into the middle of the arms. Let's do this one more time. Exhale as you crunch in and inhale as you come out. And then one last one in between the elbows, extend it back. And then bend that knee and open up those hips. Really breathe into that right hip here. We're going to start a fun little exercise. We're going to drop onto our forearms and then back up. So drop onto those forearms, come back up, drop, and then back up. You may notice that one arm pushes up over the other one. Try to keep them together, but it's okay if you can't. Last one. Let's drop it down and then come back up. Excellent job. Now open up through that hip even more if you can. Breathing life, and then exhale. Drop that foot in between the hands. Drop that back heel and rise up into warrior one. Excellent job. Sink a little bit deeper into that front leg. Let's take a deep inhale and exhale. Let's come into a humble warrior. Sweep those arms back beside the body. Strong right leg here. Lengthen through the spine. And then cartwheel up into warrior two. Excellent job. Take a deep inhale and exhale, revolved warrior. Hold here, release and drop into triangle pose. So extend that right leg, gaze towards the sky. You can stay here or you can take a bind at this time. Really breathing into that right hamstring. Hold here a moment, nice strong body, and release. Pop that back leg up, come into a standing split. Stretching that left leg up to the sky. And then start into some Shiba squat. So crunch that knee in and then back out. Crunch it in, extend it long. Let's do two more. Crunch it in, extend, and a last one. Crunch and extend. Excellent job. Now release that left arm up and come into a half moon pose. Really balancing on that right leg. Nice, strong, and stable body here. And then sweep that left leg forward. Grab onto the outer edge of that foot with your right hand. And extend that leg long if you can. Extend that left arm over to the back of the mat, following your gaze over those fingertips. Nice bend in the standing leg. Release forward, grab onto that foot, and see if you can pistol squat down. Slow and steady, nice and controlled. Now grab both of those big toes and open up into a full boat pose. Elongate through the spine here, nice long spine. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Let's release our legs, slowly come into a hollow boat pose here. Bring those fingers together in a pistol formation, and we're going to start crunching it over to each side. So crunch it over to the left and then over to the right. Continue this movement. Keep that core engaged the whole time. Legs are hovering here. Crunch it to the right, crunch it to the left. You're going to start to get tired. Try to maintain control. Crunch it over. Just a couple more. And let's hold in this hollow boat pose. So continuing that crunch, just hold and release. Excellent job. Nice big stretch here. Engage those muscles and release. Awesome job. Now slowly roll back up. Come into that high plank position again. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale into upward facing dog. And then exhale, send your hips back into downward facing dog. We're going to repeat this on the other side. So ground through that right foot and extend that left leg long. We're going to come into those mountain climbers. So left knee, left elbow, extend it back. Left knee, right elbow, extend it back. And then left knee in between the elbows and extend it back. Let's do one more round of this. Inhale as you extend, exhale as you tuck that knee in. Now pause at the top, bend that knee, open up that hip, really breathing into that left hip flexor here. And we're going to start dropping to our forearms again. So if you're ready, drop down to your forearms and then back up, drop, back up. Trying to use both your arms, not just your dominant one, which can get quite challenging in this exercise. Back up. Let's do two more. Drop down and up. And then last one. Great job. Now really open up that hip at the top once again. Take a deep inhale. And then exhale. Drop that foot in between the hands. Drop that right heel. Inhale up into warrior one. Strong stance here. Nice strong left leg. Take a deep inhale. And on your exhale, sweep down, humble warrior. Hold here. Strong front leg. And then cartwheel those hands into warrior two. Gaze over those left fingertips. Take a deep inhale. And exhale. Let's come into revolved warrior. Hold only a moment before we straighten out that left leg and come into triangle pose. Right arm comes up. You can hold here, or you're welcome to take a bind with me. Clasp those hands behind the back, open up that right shoulder. Breathe into that left hamstring. Hold here and release. Excellent job. Pop that right leg up. We're coming into that standing split again. See if you can bring that up towards the sky. Stretching it up, and then start those Shiva squats. So tuck that knee in, extend it long. Tuck it in on your exhale. Inhale as you extend that right leg. Let's do two more. Tuck it in, extend it long. Last one, Shiva squat, and extend. Hold here a second, balancing on that left leg. And then we open up into half moon. Right arm comes up to the sky. Hold here a moment. Nice micro bend in that left leg. And sweep that right leg forward. Grab onto the outer edge of that foot with the left hand. and extend that right arm long behind the body. You can keep your gaze forward or follow it over your fingertips. Find your stability here, core engaged. Breathe through this posture. And then grab that foot. Let's pistol squat back down. Nice, slow and controlled. This time we're going to grab the big toes and we're going to take our legs wide. Elongate that spine here, balancing on those sit bones. Excellent job. Deep inhale and exhale. And slowly come down. Create those pistol movements with your hands, and let's pistol squat in between the legs this time. Toes pointed, core engaged. We're crunching it up. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Keeping that core engaged the entire time we're doing this. Now hold at the top and start flutter kicking those legs. You can do it. Just a little bit more. Fluttering those feet if you can. Excellent job. And release. Bring those knees in for a deep hug here. A nice spinal rock. Allow your abs to recover. And when you're ready, we're going to slowly roll back up and come into a low yogic squat. So come onto those feet. Palms in prayer, push those elbows, using them to keep those knees nice and wide. Spine long here. We're going to try a fun little balancing exercise. So I want you to come up onto your toes, and we're going to balance over on that right foot and see if you can extend and hover that left leg. This is really challenging, and you can see me fighting with my balance. See if you can come up and then release back down. And then shift your weight over to that left foot, those left toes, and see if you can extend that right leg long. If this is too much for you, you can sit in low yogic squat. This is just a fun challenge to see, work your toe mobility. And then when you're ready, sink forward into a low lunge. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, goddess arms opening up through the heart. Inhale, arms to sky, releasing that weight. And exhale, sink forward, open up, squeezing those shoulder blades. Inhale, back up. Exhale, squeeze those shoulder blades. Feel it through that left hip flexor here. And now let's rise up into Warrior 3, palms at heart center. Strong stance here. See if you can twist over to the right gently, trying not to lose your balance here. Excellent job. You'll notice that micro bend in my front leg, flexing those toes. And let's release, drop that back leg. We're going to come up into a revolved triangle. So left arm comes to the outer edge of the right leg. Gaze high. Feeling the stretch through the IT band. And then release and sweep it over to a low lateral lunge. Palms still in prayer. We can release our arms, sweep that right arm up to the sky. Nice stretch through the thoracic spine. Drop that left knee and inhale up and over into this half wild thing pose. Excellent. And release our hands to the mat. Step up into a side plank. Left arm comes long, left leg goes high. Hold here, engaged core, pushing those hips up before dropping that left leg behind the body and opening up into wild thing pose. Heart open to the sky. And a release back down, high plank. Exhale, shift your weight forward, chaturanga. Inhale into upward facing dog. And exhale, send those hips back into downward facing dog. Great job. Let's step that left leg forward. Come into that low lunge once again. Arms to the sky. Inhale, cactus arms. Exhale, stretch it up. Inhale, sink that weight forward, opening up through the heart. Arms reach up to the sky. Inhale, feel that stretch through the right hip flexor. Slight back bend here. And let's release. Pop up into warrior three again. Palms at heart center. Find your stability here in that left leg. And see if you can twist over to the left. If that's too much, you can just stay right into warrior three. Otherwise, we're going to hold this twist and drop that back leg. Open up into revolved triangle. Nice extension through that left leg. Spine long, gaze over those fingertips or towards the sky. And then release, sweep it over, low lateral lunge towards that right leg. We're going to hold palms at heart center before releasing and sweeping that left arm up to the sky, feeling that stretch through the spine. And then we drop that right knee and inhale up and over into this half wild thing pose. Deep inhale. And exhale, release. Come up into that side plank on the left side. Right arm and right leg come high, pushing those hips away from the mat. Strong core here. And then drop that right leg behind the body and open up into wild thing pose. Pushing those hips forward. And release back down, high plank. Shift your weight forward, chaturanga. Inhale into upward facing dog. And then exhale, send it back, downward facing dog. Reconnect with your breath here. Allow your heart rate to come down. And we're going to drop onto those forearms once again. Walk your feet in if you need to, coming into dolphin pose. Opening up through the shoulders. We're going to start some dolphin push-ups. So shift your weight forward, pulling your chin towards your fingertips. Shift it forward and back into dolphin. Continue this movement, bringing it as forward as much as your shoulders will allow, and then back up. Let's do two more. Last one, shift your weight forward, and then back into dolphin. Now drop to your knees, and we're just going to rest in child's pose a moment. You can untuck your toes if you'd like. Just giving our shoulders a rest. We're going to try coming up into a forearm stand. So we're just relaxing our shoulders a moment after those push-ups. And when we do this, we're going to try to keep our arms about elbow distance apart, so you can always clasp your elbows to find what stance your arm should be in and how far apart. We're going to come back up into that dolphin pose again. Walk our feet in if you'd like, and see if you can just do gentle hops. So I normally use my dominant leg. See if you can just gently hop up. And if you want to do this against a wall, you can. So we're zigzagging our legs here. This really helps find balance in a forearm stand. You can sit in this pose, or if you'd like, you can extend your legs up to the sky, keeping that core engaged, pushing our forearms into the mat, and then release back down. Rest in child's pose, and we're going to try this forearm stand one more time. So just allow your heart rate to come down. Give your shoulders a little rest. Feel free to pause the video if you need to. You can bring this exercise to a wall if you'd like, if that'd make it easier to kick up against a wall. But only do this posture if it's comfortable for you. All right, let's try it again. Come up into that dolphin pose. Once again, using your dominant leg to kind of kick yourself up until you can try to find that balance, bringing that weight over the center line. And maybe you zigzag the other leg forward now, finding that balance. If you want, you can extend those legs again, squeezing those legs together, pointing those toes towards the sky, engaging that core, and then dropping back down. Excellent job. And we're going to come into a child's pose. Let's clasp those hands behind the back and pull those shoulders up. Pull those arms up towards the sky. Maybe gently rock on that forehead. And just shift your weight back and forth as you rock. Pull those arms a little bit higher up. And then release, bringing your weight forward, coming up onto high knees. Stretch those hands towards your heels. Slight back bend here, gaze forward, heart open. And release. We're going to come into a seated position on our mat again, kind of like a half boat pose. We're going to extend that left leg along, grabbing the outer edge of that foot with our right arm. We're going to hover that right foot, and we're going to extend that left arm long. So if you can't hover that right foot, you can always drop your leg and rest your knee on the mat. But for a little extra balancing challenge, we're just going to hover that leg. We're going to bring our gaze over our left fingertips, and we're just going to balance here on our sit bones. And then release, drop that right knee to the mat, cross that left leg over the right, and twist over to the right side. Take a deep inhale, breathing into that spine, into that side body. Nice gentle twist. And we're going to release, this time grabbing the outer edge of that right foot with that left arm and extending that right arm out long. Hovering that left foot if you'd like, or you can bring that leg down to the mat. Keep that spine nice and long. Breathe here. And then release, dropping that left leg, crossing that right leg over the left, and twisting over to the left side. Once again, taking a deep breath here. And release. We're going to come onto our backs, so bring your glutes to the heels, kind of maintain that position. We're going to come up into a bridge pose, sweep those arms overhead, and then sweep them under the body as you lift up. So kind of like a snow angel, sweep them up and release behind underneath the body as you bring your pelvis to the sky. Inhale, arms overhead as your pelvis drops. Exhale, push those hips up to the sky and bring those arms under the body. Continue this movement with your breath. Let's do one more. Inhale, sweep those arms forward. And exhale, push those hips up. This time, clasp those elbows underneath the body, keeping those hips high, squeezing those knees together, walking those shoulder blades in a little bit more to find a little more lift. And hold here, engaging those glutes. And just breathe. And now place those hands underneath those hips, using them to balance on your arms. See if you can extend your legs long. This feels so good for the lower back. If this is too uncomfortable, you can always put blocks under your hips as well. Or you can just sit in bridge pose. Once again, breathing through. Let's see if we can pop those legs up and over the body, coming into plow pose, using your hands to support your lower back, or you can drop them to the mat and push those arms into the mat. Extending those legs overhead, and once again, just breathing. Keeping the weight in your shoulders and not in your neck. Place those hands on the lower back now and allow them to slowly release you down to the mat. Let's bring those knees in towards our chest for a nice gentle hug and just rock back and forth on that spine. Allowing the body to unwind, allowing yourself to reconnect with your breath. Nice gentle hug here. And you can guide those knees over to the left, extending that right arm out long to the right and following it with your gaze. Feel free to close your eyelids at this time and just turn your attention inward. Allowing your breathing to return to normal. Noticing the sensation of the air moving into the nostrils. And then release, guiding those knees over to the right and extending that left arm out long. You can keep your gaze soft. And once again, just kind of check in with your body and notice how it's feeling after the class. Notice how you're feeling mentally as well. Are you feeling more relaxed or invigorated? And then you can release and prepare for Shavasana. Extend those legs out long. Allow your arms to hang heavy at your sides. Do a quick scan of the body. Relax your forehead and eyebrows. Unclench your jaw. Allow your shoulders to relax down. Relax your hands. Relax your ankles. Allow those feet to hang heavy. Nice deep abdominal breaths. Allow yourself to turn inward and find stillness. Thank you so much for choosing to practice with me today. If you enjoyed this flow, please like this video and subscribe to my channel for more content. I'll see you next time.